what I find funny in life isn't jokes.
Yeah.
It's real life situations. You can't make it up, can you?
Yes.
Someone posting a battered sausage through my granddad's letterbox. You know, not a euphemism.
Yeah,
all right?
That's a story I want to hear about, but that's hilarious. Yeah.
But the thing is, the story isn't as funny as seeing his face.
Right. Yeah.
And so I thought, when I was telling my friends and they were laughing and all that, I thought there's nothing like actually being there.
Yeah.
So I wanted to film everything and make a real life sitcom with my family as the cast.
Right.
That's what I started doing.
Yeah.
Things happened that were really funny. I turned the camera off sometimes in the beginning and I missed things. My dad was nearly killed by a firework. It was such a shame I didn't film that. And so, like, I thought, you know, it became easier, as crazy as it sounds, to just never turn the camera off. So it turned into this. Yeah. And it was only a couple of years ago that I thought I can make this film about what it's like to follow your dreams in comedy. That came much later.
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds to me like the least interesting part of the whole thing. The what it's like to do comedy. Like everything else sounds absolutely fascinating.
Well, I think the personal cost of having an artistic ambition and what you go through.
Oh, I see. That
is sort of like it's like, just to give an example, you know, people see a gig. I did a gig that I was really pleased about. It was my first paid gig, right, and everyone was seeing me laughing and joking on stage and all of that, and everyone else, like my friends, thought, "Oh, what a great night for him!" But I was nearly bankrupt because of what I'd already put into it. So I think, like, you know, this what we see laughing and joking, it's not what people think it is with comedy. As I was editing it, I thought, even though this is going to translate to the general public, nobody will understand it quite like comedians, because we know what we all go through to make strangers laugh. I mean, it's crackers, isn't it, sometimes?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I always call it the drop after when you finish and you go off stage. And sometimes let's say if you're working at a night that you help out at and you help pack up, it's sort of, you see the room that's full and then you help pack out and it's completely empty and you're like, well, 10 minutes ago this room was full of people and they were all laughing, and now it's now just a function room in a pub.
I know.
And it's really, that drop is so
depressing.
Yeah, you're just like,
it's
how
depressing.
do you you're trying to find that balance to kind of get to flip that back so it's not as hard for you.
I mean, we voluntarily went into that.
That's
comedy
true. Well,
club,
that's the thing, isn't it?
So I mean, I do exactly the same. I'm all depressed in a hotel room or whatever. It's sort of the equivalent of a heroin addict going, "Oh, for God's sake, I'm not high at the moment."
Exactly. It's like, come on, we're gonna get my next hit. This is absolutely.
So I just thought there's something about the human condition. There's enough of us obsessed with doing it. I thought someone has to put a commentary on this. And that's what this is, hopefully.
And I think the balance as well with the family life is quite a nice touch too. And like you said,
it's fascinating.
And the fact that your family, like you said, your family is very funny. It's like that adds something to it.
Yeah, they're funnier than me. I mean, my sister's getting... I'm not saying, like, I'm really funny, but I just... Obviously, the intention when you go on to do stand-up is... I'm obviously planning to be funny.
Absolutely.
But I wrote a speech for my sister's wedding. It's coming up this Saturday. And my dad has written a speech, and I was furious. He said, "Can I have your advice with it?" And it was so funny, so much better than mine. There's no way I can top it. No way. No way.
They're just naturally, they've got all that.
So that's good. And they support the dream as well. So it's, it became the main thing, like you say, one of the most interesting bits.
It's interesting that I don't think comedians tend to be the funniest people in their group of friends or family anyway.
No, I've heard that quite a lot. To my face,
it's something else driving it, isn't it? Which is
I think it's something. I mean, what's the time? About 20 past 10. If I can get really depressing, I think it's something really dark driving it, in the way that you're trying to fill a void. I'm not going to make eye contact with any of you. I'm not making. It's not personal to you too. I'm saying comedians in general.
It's mainly Jay that's filling a void, but he can't make eye contact with her because she's
I'll tell
behind
you what
him.
would be the best thing to say. That's what I found out about myself.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's a depressing thing. I mean, I've read about narcissism and things like that. About how outwardly they will appear one way, and it's sort of to put a mask on to cover up an insecurity. And it was a depressing, really bad day. Really, really dark. Actually, when I thought that was what I was going through, I ended up not being diagnosed with it, because I wanted to. I read about it. There's somebody on the internet that writes about narcissism. I sent in the film, and he really liked it. But he is a diagnosed psychopath, so it's not my best review. But when I went to the psychiatrist and said, look at what I'm doing, look at this, you know, because I was able to sort of introspect and go, this is crackers.
Yeah.
Before anyone else, before the reviewers.
Right.
Yeah. And I said, you know, is this like narcissism and all of that? And I was really worried about it. And they said no, but the psychiatrist did say he thinks that it's a good idea. That went straight on the poster.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, narcissism is where you have to want other people to see you as you see yourself, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, but you seem to have quite a lot of self-awareness.
I do, yeah. That's what the diagnosed psychopath said to me.
Right.
He said that there's certain
Right.
things in my behaviour that rule it out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd worried over the top, but there's certainly an element in there that's sort of unhealthy. I mean, it is, I think we can all agree that filming life for 20 years, 24/7, unhealthy is a good
we
word,
glossed
isn't
over
it?
that, didn't we? Yeah.
That's the most polite word, isn't it?
We do seem to have brushed completely over that, but it's also very fascinating. Like you said, it's like that journey of everyone learn to kind of relax behind it and embrace it, and then also how you've changed in that journey too. I think is quite this is quite fascinating. There's something I think as crackers as it is, I think there's also something there that you've learned about yourself, and you've that transition. That there's a journey for you too, which I think is quite fascinating.
That's genuinely the nicest way to think of it, I think.
It's
yeah.
There you go.